guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and thanks for joining me, guys, for just a quick video here because I want to share with you a little bit of the interview that Cerebral Tackle did with the confessed kayak cheater Jacob Hausman. If you guys are not aware of this, it's been all over YouTube and the internet over the past couple months. Jacob Hausman was caught cheating in a kayak tournament where he actually took a kayak and cut the kayak in half and put it in a boat, like a regular bass boat, and basically staged the fact that he was in a kayak tournament when he was actually fishing out of a bass boat, taking pictures. At a kayak tournament, guys, in order to make the fish legal, you have to take a photograph in your boat with the fish, like on a measuring board. So he actually cut this kayak out, in half, sat it on the back deck of his bass boat, fished in his bass boat, which gives somebody a huge unfair advantage, and tried to, fake the fact he was in a kayak, which he wasn't. Got caught for cheating. It's been blowing up all over the internet. So what the deal was is CT at Cerebral Tackle actually interviewed him. And I'm going to put the link to CT's video in the description of this video. So I don't want to get into that video or show you much of it here. You guys can check it out at the link in the description here, CT's video. But first of all, before I get into it a little bit, if you guys have not subscribed to Cerebral Tackle, I highly suggest you do it, guys. Cerebral Tackle is one of the most important YouTube channels in the bass fishing genre. CT is like an investigative reporter for the bass fishing world. He stays on top of everything that's going on, just in the news of bass fishing. And he is thorough, he's fair, he's honest, he's decent, he's hard on people. He's one of the best interviewers you will ever see in the YouTube genre, what he does. So definitely give Cerebral Tackle a follow. You guys will like a lot of the content he has. But anyway, without giving too much of the video away, you guys can, check it out, the video in the link in the description here. I just want to say a few things regarding this, after I watched it here. It is amazing. Number one, it's not that I'm giving this Jacob Hausman dude any credit for anything, because obviously it's unexcusable what he did, but the fact that he came on Cerebral Tackle and fessed up to everything, admitted everything, didn't try to hide anything, there's something to be said for that. But on the other end of the spectrum, he probably only did it because he got caught. And that's the way it is with a lot of like thieves and, people that cheat and stuff like that, is they probably would continue that behavior unless they got caught. And he basically admitted that that was the case there. So from that standpoint, it's hard to show any empathy for this dude. But one of the things that I have found about this whole cheating thing has been, cheating and DQs have been probably the number one story in bass fishing circles over the past year. There has been an explosion of disqualifications and cheating accusations and people getting caught cheating, people failing polygraph tests, all that type of stuff. And I think that we need to make it very clear, and this interview is a great example of that. There is a huge difference between just a full-blown outright cheater and somebody that fails a polygraph or somebody that is disqualified from the tournament. I think far too often people lump everybody in the same. If somebody fails a polygraph test or is challenged or whatever, or they're DQ'd, immediately the mob mentality comes out, oh, they're a cheater. You hear that a lot. But there's a difference between somebody, breaking a rule as far as unintentionally, like, going through a no wake zone, or maybe they were on the water, past the cutoff and they didn't know the cutoff date. There's honest rule violations. And then there's this dude like Jacob Hausman in Cerebral Tackle's interview that maliciously and premeditatedly and intentionally cheated in the tournament and admitted it. So I think that delineation needs to get clear when we have these type of bass fishing conversations. But one of the things about it is I've got a degree in criminal justice, and I did my internship with the probation and parole department. So the caseload I had was, I was responsible for checking up on these, people that were on probation and parole, on a regular basis to see that they were keeping clean and everything. And one of the things that you noticed about the criminal mind a little bit like that is they are very conniving, and a lot of them are not stupid. Some of them are, some of them are just dumbasses, but there's a lot of them out there that are just evil geniuses. And the motivations for that, I think a lot of it has to do with, it's sort of maybe a product of their upbringing or peer group, but a lot of it has to do with, like, you know, ego and greed and power. That's some of the motivating factors with it. And even this dude, you know, this Jacob Hausman says that, you know, he felt that his ego was the driving force that, you know, perpetuated his cheating. There's no telling how much he did it in the past, or, you know, he's not, I'm sure he gets this. I don't think he's even allowed to fish any tournaments moving forward. But it's an interesting study of human nature, you know, what motivates somebody to risk everything for a nominal, you know, reward. I mean, these kayak tournaments don't pay crap, you know, for winning. So it is all about ego there. So, you know, I don't know, it was a super interesting interview, guys. If you guys got some time, check this interview out. You'll really, you know, enjoy the, you know, the expertise that CT has in interviewing this dude. And it also, you know, it gives sort of a human perspective to this guy that, you know, cheated in the tournament. I think all too hot, and this is not, I'm not trying to apologize for anybody here, but I think one of the things that we have as human beings is that when we see something like this, you know, you tend to villainize somebody, and you tend to make them like, almost like they're subhuman or something like that. But this interview that CT does gives this dude a human perspective. There's a human side to the story that makes for an interesting, you know, human interest story. I think that's one of the reasons that you guys will like it. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. Check it out, guys. CT's interview in the description of this video. Give him a subscribe. You guys will really like it. And we'll check later. See you.